You compete in professional sport for a game like this one. Number 1 versus number 2 near the end of the season, with rivalry context smashed on top. It's One Knoxville and the Chattanooga Red Wolves on ESPN+. Tonight's match is brought to you by Markman's Diamonds, Knoxville's hometown jeweler. Welcome to Covenant Health Park. My name is Mark Schoenster, excited to be bringing you this midweek fixture, this oh-so-crucial midweek fixture, as all of the games up to this point lead to this moment, number 1 versus number 2, with a potential switch taking place if One Knoxville get all 3 points here tonight. They'd be equal at 48 points, and they would have the tiebreaker due to this result. So it could be a changing of hands in that number 1 spot, and you don't need me to tell you how important that is. It's been a couple months since the last time these two teams have met. It's the Smoky Mountain Smackdown, an all-Tennessee affair. They played twice in July, once in the Jägermeister Cup, and this match in league play. This was the first match in a 13-game unbeaten streak for the Chattanooga Red Wolves, so perhaps they'll be looking to start another one of those streaks here this evening, unless Knoxville have something to say about it in front of their home crowd. So you saw the context of all the league games. This is what it's looked like recently for these two sides. As you would imagine, if you're going to be in first or second place, you're doing pretty well in just about every game you play in. Look, this is the third and final time in quotation these two teams will play each other this year. Of course, they'll both be gearing up for meeting once again in the postseason. And speaking of postseason, One Knoxville would love to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs because they have been so darn good at home. They haven't been beaten yet this season in league play, and there's good reason why. They're familiar with the pitch. They've turned it into a fortress, and they're going to be utilizing all of that this evening against what has been the toughest foe in all of USL League One this season. Not to mention, 4 of their last 5 games this season are at home, which bodes very well for them in their league title aspirations. Meanwhile, for the Chattanooga Red Wolves, talking about the Players' Shield, they have been on a tear as of late. Since August, they've been in first place, and then they had a 13-game unbeaten streak. You can even make it 14 if you count their Jägermeister Cup win against One Knoxville. Look, I mean, they've been the cream of the crop in the league for a reason, but they did show mortality last time out. On the weekend, they lost 3-0 to Union Omaha, which makes it just a 3-point separation between them and Knoxville going into this match. Will the crown change heads this Wednesday night, or can the Red Wolves separate themselves once again? League One is all about Tennessee tonight. Lineups and kickoff are after this break.
Blew my mind away.
It's not just a nationwide company that's trying to get your money and then jacking up your prices every other month.
$65 a month, every month, no questions asked.
It's so fast.
So my speeds have quadrupled, actually.
Believe me, you will see the difference.
If you can get KUB fiber in your neighborhood, get it.
10 out of 10, I would recommend it.
Three points separate these two sides in first and second place. Will Knoxville close that gap and even overtake them this evening in front of their home crowd? Let's find out together here on ESPN+. We've got your starting lineups for you here. Tonight's starting 11 are brought to you by the fastest internet in the world, KUB Fiber. Of course, it's the home side first, and they will make no changes from their Friday victory against the Charlotte Independence. And why would you make any changes? This is such a solid unit with so much experience, not only in USL League One, but also in the USL Championship. You look at the likes of Babacar Dieng, Mark Doyle, who's back into the fray of things, and of course, Sean Lewis, back-to-back goalkeeper of the year in USL League One. Meanwhile, for the Chattanooga Red Wolves, a couple of returning faces to the starting 11 that are worth acknowledging. Declan Waters missed 4 games, came off the bench last game. Omar Gomez missed 2 matches, came off the bench last time out. Now they're both in the starting lineup. They love having those two back up in the fray. Meanwhile, Aaron Lombardi and Matthew Acosta also getting looks in the starting 11 this evening. Our head official for tonight's match, Rashawn Clark, as One Knoxville you could see in the blue unis. Chattanooga will be in their road white uniforms. This could very well be the match that determines the Players' Shield winner. Let's see what drama follows up with this one. It's the Chattanooga Red Wolves and One Knoxville doing battle. Once again, we can't wait to see how this one unfurls with you here on ESPN+. If Chattanooga can get any points out of this affair, they will stave off their closest aggressor by 4 to 6 points, depending on if they win or draw. If One Knoxville win this game, they would not only tie Chattanooga in points in the season at 48, they would overtake them, because right now the goal differential is just 1 goal difference, 13-12. So of course, if you win that game, or you win this game, I should say, then your goal differential goes up at least a bump, and your opponent's goes down at least a bump. And that would be enough to determine the difference between the two, as the initial tiebreaker is wins in league play, and if One Knoxville win this game, they would be tied on that matter. So then it would go to the second metric, goal differential. Game taking place in the lower 80 degrees in Knoxville, Tennessee. More than adequate weather to be playing the beautiful game here at Covenant Health Park. It's a busy week for both of these teams, having played on the weekend and having to play this next weekend as well, as that ball served inside and it scuffles through. It's an early goal for the home side. And as of now, they're sitting on the throne. You put the ball into the mixer, and good things will happen. Here's a look at this goal. Stuart Ritchie, as he so often does, bombing down that left-hand side. You put it into that 6-yard box, and you challenge the goalkeeper or the defenders to get this play right, and Chattanooga just simply doesn't here. Looks like Mark Doyle's on the receiving end of that one. Several players miss out on the opportunity to clear it away for Chattanooga, and Mark Doyle, the Irishman, nodding it home for his side. What a way to open this one up. One Knoxville coming off a 1-0 victory over the weekend against the Charlotte Independence, a game that Ian Fuller deemed their first half, which was not the half they scored in, was their best of the season. I love how tidy the marking was. I felt the pressing was on point, and he was gutted that they didn't have a 1-0, 2-0, or even a 3-0 lead. Some great saves from Emil Knight, some close encounters with the woodwork. Prevented them from having the advantage in that one, though. They have very quickly taken the lead here. wasn't as sharp from them in the second half, but you score after going up a man, and you feel happy taking 3 points against a good Independence team. Now the game script here changes drastically, because you go into this match, whether you're Chattanooga or you're One Knoxville, expecting that it's going to take a lot of elbow grease to find a goal. These two teams both incredibly stingy. And then in the opening 3 minutes of the match, One Knoxville are on the board. Chattanooga have to chase after this game now, and we'll see just how aggressive they get. Calixtra will carry it forward now. This is a Chattanooga Red Wolves side that has been so tough to score against. Just conceded 3 goals at home on the weekend against Union Omaha, whom are unbelievably red hot right now, getting another win earlier today against Portland Hearts of Pine. It was a game that Scott McKenzie, the man in charge of the Chattanooga Red Wolves, felt that first half, which is when they conceded all 3 of those goals, was potentially their worst of the season. And I mean, I don't know how many competitors there are in that regard, as they'll switch across in, chested down by Bentley. He couldn't bend it on frame. There's Ian Fuller. In his first year in charge of One Knoxville, has the opportunity to lead his team to a Players' Shield in his first year at the helm. And what an interesting season and situation Ian Fuller walks into to become the leader of this One Knoxville team. Usually when a man takes over for a club, there's typically a ton of roster recalibration. That was not the case with this One Knoxville team. So many returning pieces from years past, which provides its own, obviously, positives, but also some challenges as well as a new coach when you want to come in, introduce some new ideas. And there's so many veteran players who have a set way of playing for this team, especially when they already have that established chemistry with each other about what you're expecting of one another. It certainly worked out, though. Second place coming into this match, and as it currently stands, top of the table. Lombardi drills it inside. Had to get punched away by Jason Smith. Or excuse me, Sean Lewis. A good chance for Chattanooga. Looking to muster up an answer here. Playing maybe their worst half of soccer last time out against Union Omaha. Scott McKenzie said, look, we allowed 3 shots on goal that entire game, lost 3-0. If that's what the worst looks like, and that was pretty darn close to the worst, then it's really not all that bad, but you can't have poor performances stack on each other here. He wasn't particularly pleased with the first half against Spokane either, as that ball's whipped inside. Maybe the first to tell you can't expect to win games if you're only playing one good half of football. And it was a game in which they were just playing in ways they didn't practice, and you're not going to be good at something that you haven't been practicing. And you certainly get tempted to fall into a similar habit here, going down a goal so early. Feel that jolt of urgency that was already looming above you going into this game, just given the importance of the match. And then suddenly, you're already trailing. When it comes to the importance of this game, Ian Fuller mentioning, of course, it's primarily a game for league importance, but there's also that rivalry element as well. You know, there's going to be some animosity between these two units, especially given the gritty and stubborn style of play they both utilize. Ian Fuller told me they've worked hard to get to this point. This match has such huge implications. You're not going to win it with your emotions. You're going to win it with your brain. So although there is that rivalry element, we're going to try to put that to the wayside and just attack this for the match that it is. Doyle taps this one back. It's fed inside. He's looking for DN. Had a lot of heat to it and wasn't entirely accurate, as Jason Smith will distribute. Lombardi rolling it back to Walefi. Switches it over. Leline. Once again, Leline on the ball. Swarm in the middle of the pitch. Dean had to fight off 3 white jerseys. Here comes Chattanooga once again. Lombardi sends in the cross. Not out of the woods yet. Hernandez tumbles to the ground. It'll be a goal kick, no penalty awarded. Pedro Hernandez pleading his case. I mean, that's a whole mess right there, but Pedro Hernandez making a little bit of a meal of it. The USL on ESPN2. Watch Sunday, October 5th, for a clash of championship teams fighting for playoff life. Eastern Conference Rhode Island FC battles to stay above the playoff line, and Western Conference Las Vegas Lights FC look to climb above the line. October 5th at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. DN gives chase, offers a little shove as well. And after being double teamed, One Knoxville win the ball back. Calixtro trying to flick it back to Tequila. Tight quarters, One Knoxville unsuccessful as Lombardi bombs down this right-hand side. Slips it through. This is Ramos. And he runs out of real estate. Scott McKenzie, as far as this game is concerned, said for us, what we've done all year is focus on the process. The players know what this game means, so he doesn't feel too much of a need to talk about it. Tequila's pushed over, and that's an easy booking for Matthew Acosta, his 3rd yellow card of the season. Chattanooga looking at this game as an opportunity to bounce back after the negative result at home. As far as the morale messaging is concerned, Scott McKenzie, all he said about this game was, the only thing I'm telling the guys is to not regret anything when you get on the bus afterwards. Abel Caputo. It's won by the dead ball here after the foul from Acosta. Skelton. Squares it to Siebert. Haugley. Talk about a nasty center back pairing in Haugley and Skelton. Another free kick awarded to the home team. Knoxville, preparation for this match. They've stayed self-focused, want to keep themselves difficult to play against, similarly to how they were against Charlotte, especially in the first half. Ian Fuller's not a fool, though. Talked about how opportunistic this Chattanooga team can be, especially in transition and on set pieces. So those were two of the worry points, as you could put it. Already done some damage out wide, though. Stuart Ritchie, who is such an asset to this team. Service sent in, and no one around for Knoxville. Tune in to the CBS Sports Golazo Network on October 4th for the Jägermeister Cup final. From 38 clubs down to 2. Group 1 winner Sacramento Republic FC take on wildcard Hartford Athletic at 10 p.m. Eastern for their shot at Jägermeister Cup glory. All in Golazo, October 4th. Second year of the Jägermeister Cup, the first year of the format, including the USL Championship. "15 minutes in, a goal in the second minute by Mark Doyle from the cross by Stuart Ritchie. A goal that Chattanooga will have felt is preventable. Service goes over the goalkeeper and a couple defenders too. Reaches Mark Doyle. Even has to lunge down to get his head on the ball. Knoxville have ambitions to not only, of course, take first place, but not give it back here in the final stretch of the season. And they are geared up to do that if they win this game, because of the fact that they play, including this game, 4 of their last 5 at home. They've not lost in this venue in league play. So if they could just keep that trend going for this final stretch of the season, you're in first place. You're putting yourself in great position to not let go of it. Of course, there's still so much game left to be had. It was never going to be that simple. Hernandez, it's a warning from Rashawn Clark. Scott McKenzie knew his side would need to be defensively solid in this game. They've got to be careful about where they choose to trigger their press. If you get too careless on that front, you get picked apart. We've got top-notch players, Knoxville. McKenzie himself listed several of them: Haugley, Tequila, Skelton, Stuart Ritchie, Babacar Dieng having himself a great introductory year in USL League One. Play is live here, by the way, as Angelo Kelly was still finishing up tying his boot back into place. Skelton whipping that one out wide, was searching for Ritchie. And Ritchie will eventually get it, though the ball will be in his hands for the throw-in. Now here they come forward. Jaheim Brown plays it out to Doyle. He'll now cut inside, for a brief moment at least. I was mentioning this earlier before the goal was scored. It's such an interesting situation, this match. It's of utmost importance, but also during a very busy week where both these teams played last weekend and will play this next weekend. So you have to be careful about who you choose to put in for this one, not only starting lineup, but how many minutes you give a player. And that's not even talking about the fact that it's going to be a physical game when these two teams meet. So although you want to put your best foot forward, you don't want to put all your eggs into this basket, potentially get a good result in this game, and then turn around and lose the progress you made on the weekend. These two units have playoff-hungry teams who are currently on the outside looking in as far as the playoff line are concerned. This one falls. Lombardi tried to have a shot. This one spinning, easy to claim for Sean Lewis. Hernandez had a touch on it, but ultimately not too difficult for Lewis. A lot of contact from Angelo Kelly. And he'll get a yellow card, his 7th of the season. And a lot of fouls committed by Chattanooga in this game, but this one committed by Knoxville. Good distance from goal, but still an opportunity if you can deliver in a nice cross. A chance to make something of this set piece. Lombardi and Leline are preparing. Ball sails all the way across, and it's kept in bounds. Sean Lewis not only catches it, but stays along that byline. Quick distribution, Calixtro chases it down. He's got Tequila in the middle. Kempis Tequila! A much needed intervention. Ryan Bila, I should say, has stepped in the way. Now, whether Jason Smith had that cover or not, that remains to be seen. Hernandez couldn't get to the end of that one. Any venture forward always offers the risk of a countermeasure in the other direction. Dean feeds it forward. We'll go back to Caputo. One of two boxes have been checked for one Knoxville this season. The first goal was to make the playoffs. They were able to accomplish that over the weekend. Ian Fuller said the second was to win the league. This game would go a long way in that objective. And the way the season has gone was about how they mapped it out to be. They knew it was going to be challenging early on in the year because they were going to be on the road a lot. They have a lot of traveling. You know the results aren't always going to go your way, especially as you're still laying that groundwork. But then you get to the other side of it, and you know that at the end of the year, you have a lot of home games. 5 of the last 6 games at home to close off the regular season. And now that they're here, yeah, you're going to feel a little pressure. Ian Fuller said, you got to take advantage of the position and the hard work we put ourselves into. It's what you've been fighting for all season long. And these are the kind of games you want to be participating in. Really get that competitive drive going. I've always been told if you feel those butterflies, that means you've got a pulse. You really care about the situation you're in. So although you got to know how to handle it, you don't want to let it overtake your decision making. It's a good thing to feel that jitteriness, that pressure to perform the way you want to. Certainly didn't dissuade them from getting going early in this one. This will be a very interesting situation here. You see the back line just teasing where they want to go with the ball. Not going to commit to anything before they like the plan of action. And for Chattanooga, you want to see when they decide to actually commit a number forward to press the ball. I don't know how productive it is to go after Jordan Skelton or Haugli when they're comfortably sitting in the middle of the pitch. Now if the ball is played to them precariously, then maybe you go for the rushing, but as you see here, they're just entirely laying off of Skelton and Haugli. Eventually they have to go forward. Now, that won't be the case if we're in the 85th minute and this is still the scoreline. Suddenly then, what you choose to press on can change. Ball will end up glancing overhead for a throw-in for Chattanooga. Nealon plays it back to Declan Waters, who is the anchor on that side of things for Chattanooga. The two best teams defensively in the league. It's no wonder they're number 1 and 2 in the standings. Tequila rolls it forward to Dien. That was tough for Calixto to execute, but Mark Doyle overtaking the ball there. And still a man down for Chattanooga. Ball played out of bounds. It was definitely a physical interaction. Look at it again as possession was lost for just a moment. Laline stepped into by Mark Doyle. I said it, this is going to be a physical game when these two teams meet. It's a chance, though, for both coaches to issue some adjustments and observations from their vantage point to players on the pitch. Scott McKenzie. What a season this Red Wolves team has had. Certainly a side that on paper we're not anticipating to be at this point, at least from the outside looking in. Meanwhile, Ian Fuller and his unit maybe less shocking that they're in this spot than their opposition. Of course, we're talking from the perspective of someone going into the year. That conversation's well long gone. It is widely understood the quality of these two teams this year and the way they play. And both have the opportunity to win their first Players' Shield in this game. Will go a long way in determining that. Laid back into play practically by our head official. Haugley rolls it up ahead for Ritchie. Quite the leading touch from Stuart Ritchie. Ends up being too far ahead, but ends up reaping the rewards for it. A corner kick now. This corner kick is brought to you by Precision Concrete Solutions, proud members of the East Tennessee community, building together. Be Calixtro to provide the service from this left side. They'll stack up right around the penalty marker with just Kelly by the goalkeeper. Flicked out of danger by Waters. Now Jaheim Brown will look to throw this in. Launches it into the penalty area. Walefi parries it up ahead to Hernandez. He's got one man streaking down the middle, and he'll play it to him. Will it reach its intended target? Acosta tackled by Kelly. Ref says it's clean. Angelo Kelly had to get that one right. And now Tequila with some acreage. Doyle, our goal scorer, swings in the cross, and it's caught by Jason Smith. What a tackle by Angelo Kelly. Good to see Acosta's back up on his feet. Acosta will play it to his right. 30 minutes through in this oh-so-crucial affair between number 1 and number 2. With a seat at the top on the line, right now, Knoxville have passed the Chattanooga Red Wolves, but we still have 60 more minutes to determine where these two teams will be sitting by the end of the night. Looks like Rashawn Clark is looking to get the assailant to come forward. Here's a look at that challenge again. That is excellent from Angelo Kelly. Ball lofted towards goal, and it's out harmlessly. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL League One. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Jason Smith offering distribution there on that goal kick. As a hopeful ball is played up ahead, and Ayambila is pressured by Doyle, and he has to tap it out for a corner. Mark Doyle and Babacar Dieng both disrupting Jordan Ayambila. And we'll get another Precision Concrete Solutions corner kick. This time from the right corner flag. Tequila with the service. That'll be a goal kick. So Jason Smith will put this in and currently leads the league in clean sheets with 10 of them. Has only made 36 saves, which for those keeping track at home, coming into the day, was tied for 13th, which is pretty astonishing. And it goes to show you just how good Chattanooga have been defensively. And I talked to Scott McKenzie about the focus required to be a goalkeeper on a team like this, because you're not getting peppered with shots, so you're not constantly on edge. But you need to be ready for that moment when a shot goes your way, as two players are down on the ground. Another collision. It will be a free kick for Chattanooga. Well, Ramos just wipes out. And then unfortunately, Calixto was already running towards him and was not anticipating that tumbling to take place. As I was saying, though, about a goalkeeper only making 1 or 2 saves in a game, Scott McKenzie put it pretty easily. It's just a different skill set. Some goalkeepers are better in one scenario and can be worse in others. Talk about 2000s goalkeeper David James from Portsmouth in the Premier League. Was very good when he had to make a bunch of saves, but floundered at the national level when he only needed to make 1 or 2 stops. Similarly, you could look at Tim Howard, who had that famous game against Belgium for the U.S. men's national team, but struggled at Man United when he didn't have as many shots on goal to worry about. So it's a skill set that Jason Smith, obviously as a young goalkeeper, has had to learn and handle, and obviously he's done very well in that regard. And to give credit to him, it's not like he's sitting there picking daisies when shots aren't coming his way. He's crucial in organizing the structure on the back line. He's got that vantage point. But of course, a humble guy is going to quickly attribute the success to his teammates before taking any of the glory himself. Someone else who's familiar with that, by the way, is Sean Lewis on the other side. Just has 42 saves on 8 clean sheets. So it's a skill set he's had to learn over the years, especially here with One Knoxville. Always been such a tough team to break down. You've got a guy like Jordan Skelton leading the way defensively in front of you. They're not going to concede as many shots on goal as maybe some other teams in USL League One. Great leader, Skelton. Donning that captain's armband for a good while now, and a player who is just top-notch in both boxes, and One Knoxville have been challenging him actually to expand his role. But a player who's a throwback vocal leader, Jordan Skelton. It's a dying breed in the sport. But Ian Fuller telling me that he's a player who's not afraid to butt heads with a teammate. He demands a lot. Mark Doyle, the goal scorer, clutching his right arm. Needs a moment to get up, but Ayambila there to help him back up on his feet. They may be rivals, but they're still all soccer players and people at the end of the day. Ritchie pops this up in the air. It'll be a Chattanooga throw. Leline, lofted ball, caught by Sean Lewis. It's been the majority of what he's had to do today, Lewis, is track down these lofted crosses and ensure that they don't hit the ground. And to be fair, that's the difference in this game so far, was one of those crosses going in and neither Chattanooga center back nor Jason Smith could get on the end of it. It's those kind of fine margins that will differentiate a winner from a loser in a game like this. Skelton slides this one up ahead. Just a miscommunication between Kelly and Jaheim Brown. Chattanooga truly tests Sean Lewis here in this first half. So far, we've had just 2 shots, 1 on target, and it was the first shot of the entire game as this one falls through. A ripping effort, blazing wide. Matt Bentley, who scored the game winner last time these two teams met in league play. This one wasn't to be. Sliding in just beyond the 6-yard box. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all of your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Tequila driving forward. Kempis Tequila to Dien. Babacar Dien lays it off. No one to step to it for a shot. You always wonder when a ball rolls back at the top of the 18 if someone's going to dash into frame and blast it towards goal. Skelton a little bit loose there, and he'll roll it back to his goalkeeper, the reliable Sean Lewis. Dien. Definitely a hopeful pass. Tequila, so coordinated with the ball by him, but ultimately fighting off a little more than he could chew. Ritchie will poke that one away. Joshua Ramos will prepare to throw this one in. Center of the 18, Ritchie nods it somewhat away from the penalty area. And a foul is called on Chattanooga, and several white jerseys flocking towards the official. A yellow card has been given. That's issued to Omar Gomez. look again. Collision between him and Kempis Tequila. It'll be Gomez's 5th yellow of the season. Got 4 more minutes to go here in the first half. It took just 2 minutes for one Knoxville to take the lead. Too much contact from Angelo Kelly. Well, that's just lacking from Omar Gomez. It's an easy open pass, and he sails it. Looks like we'll see Chattanooga empty the tank here in the first half before they'll have the chance to rejuvenate in the dressing room. Some extra pressing as Waters won't even allow that one to reach his goalkeeper. Ritchie. That's Dient. He steps by Walefi. Dient chips it forward for Tequila! Double the lead for Knoxville! The home side are up 2-0 at home. Comfortably atop the table. Here's a look at it again. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Dient pokes it ahead. Tequila, a killer finish. So aptly done from the number 9. And he slides it to the German, who puts it away. It's composed, and it's quality from one Knoxville here in the first half, bookending the first 45 minutes with a goal at the start and a goal at the finish. What a first half of action for Ian Fuller's side. Hernandez. Maybe thought for a moment that could have been a handball. And then Dient knocking down Waters. Chattanooga in trouble on the road. Bentley plays it in. Not a bad look. It was a lovely feed from the lean. Bentley trying to blast it near post and just make it too hot to handle for Sean Lewis. It's a tough ask, but it's certainly one that Matt Bentley is capable of performing. Well, 3 points in this one would be all Knoxville's looking for, but right now they're doing more than that. They have made a statement with 2 goals. Up in the match, up in the table. What a first half for the home side. But there is still more work to be done. And Chattanooga will certainly be looking to come back out with some bite in the second 45 minutes of action. But it's all to love for the fans in the stands here. We will step aside briefly here on ESPN Plus. When we come back, we'll have some halftime content for you here. 2-0 your score, 1 Knoxville up top.
Gig speed internet from the big guys, gig speed internet from KUB Fiber. What's the difference? Ours is truly gig speed. Do a speed check and see if you're getting what you pay for. Then make the switch to KUB Fiber. Halftime here at Covenant Health Park, and what a scoreline it is for the home side. 2-0 for 1 Knoxville over their in-state rivals, the Chattanooga Red Wolves. We welcome you in here for some halftime content on ESPN Plus. Halftime brought to you by Realty Executives. So let's take a look at the top performers from last week's action as you look across the board. A couple of spottings for 1 Knoxville, Abel Caputo and Jaheim Brown, both with a sighting. Brown, of course, scoring in that game last time out. You can also spot another name or two on the bench. Siebert Haugli, I see there for 1 Knoxville, of course, after the 3-0 loss at home. Hard for anybody on Chattanooga to receive a nod. But Vincenzo Candela, worth noting, Coach of the Week, Union Omaha. They are on a tear. I would not want to be playing them right now. Portland Horse of Pine had to learn that the hard way earlier today. But speaking of building up to a conclusion, the Jägermeister Cup, we have that conclusion coming up later this week. So we figured we'd prepare a primer for you so then you can be caught up on everything that took place leading up to this final between Sac Republic and Hartford Athletic.
Welcome to the road to the Jägermeister Cup final. The path to the knockouts went smoothly for Sacramento Republic FC, breezing through 3 wins in group play to win Group 1 with 9 points. The knockout rounds proved to be a bit tougher. Traveling cross-country to take on Loudoun United in the quarterfinal, the match would end in a scoreless draw, penalty kicks, securing the victory for the Republic. The semifinals took Sacramento to Rhode Island, where a competition record 5th clean sheet highlighted a 0-0 draw, leaving them at the mercy of penalties once again. Sacramento's cupkeeper Jared Mazzola did not allow a goal to advance with a perfect PK performance. Hartford Athletic had a much wilder ride to the final and finished second in Group 4 to Rhode Island, but still racked up 9 points and snagged the final wildcard spot by playing to win, scoring 9 goals in the group to win the top tiebreaker over Louisville City. The quarterfinals took Hartford down south to San Antonio, where they took care of business 2-0. The semis brought the final League One team left standing to Hartford. Greenville Triumph pushed the Athletic until the final minutes. Marlon Hairston, Michi and Galena, decisive goals, winning 3-1. The final is set. Sacramento Republic FC and Hartford Athletic take their shot at glory to win the Jägermeister Cup.
Here comes the
service. Dipping down! And the breakthrough is found!
Rodriguez, oh, it goes in! It's a gigantic lift for Las Vegas!
On me. Tell them that's like it.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a loan off and take a loan for free.
Today we went to the beach and it was
right on me.
Totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Blew my mind away.
It's not just a nationwide company that's trying to get your money and then jacking up your prices every other month.
$65 a month, every month, no questions asked.
It's so fast.
So my speeds have quadrupled, actually.
Believe me, you will see the difference.
If you can get KUB fiber in your neighborhood, get it.
10 out of 10, I would recommend it.
Halftime here, brought to you by Realty Executives. One Knoxville up 2-0 over the Chattanooga Red Wolves in this Smoky Mountain smackdown of utmost importance in the league table. As it stands currently, the home unit are up top the standings and are currently looking at home field advantage and a Players' Shield title. Should this result in the rest of the season maintained in their favor, here are a look at the news and notes. First and foremost, Evan Lee, a legend in USL League One, the first to eclipse 200 appearances, and all for the Greenville Triumph. I mean, that's just a fantastic achievement. Meanwhile, looking to have their own stalwart presence, Mike Avery has been named the man in charge for Fort Wayne. So we'll see as they make the jump from USL League Two to League One, something that one Knoxville did. We'll see how they fare next year. Can't wait to add them into the mix. And as far as being added into the mix, Knoxville, Naples, Spokane, along with Chattanooga, of course, all in the playoffs. Who will join them in those other 4 slots? So, we'll be determining how and who will make those spots with these matches. Brought to you by Realty Executives. Had the game earlier today. Union Omaha continues to tear through the league as we also look at what's coming up this weekend. And the Owls will be back at it again on Sunday against FC Naples. These two teams will play on Saturday. It'll be a home game against Greenville for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Meanwhile, the last road game of the regular season, and potentially no road games in the postseason as well for Knoxville as they go to City Stadium to play the Richmond Kickers. Look at it. One Knoxville have hopped the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Goal differential being the tiebreaker here, the second tiebreaker, because the first is league wins, which they're both at 13 right now. But should this result hold, One Knoxville will be in the driver's seat with 4 games to go, 3 of which would be at home. So that's a really good spot to be in. Chattanooga need to find an answer here in the second half as we look at the slate.
You got the kickers on the road, and then you're sitting comfortably with the objective of not having to travel again for the rest of the season. And what a delight that would be for Ian Fuller's crew, a side that has yet to lose in league play at Covenant Health Park, as they look to knock out the kickers, Portland, Texoma, and Greenville, en route to a league's title, along with a postseason run as the Chattanooga Red Wolves. A little bit trickier for them. 2 road games, including trips to the Charlotte Independence and Forward Madison. By the way, these remaining schedules brought to you by Realty Executives. With that in mind, the experience presented by El Jimador Spike Bebidas is a video docuseries that shows the history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their supporter groups. The latest episode showcases New Mexico United and their support groups Sector 114, The Curse, Galactic Ambassadors, Black Diamonds, and La Maldición, and is available on youtube.com/USL. Here's a preview.
It's great to win against an MLS team, but we'll do that any Wednesday, any Saturday.
It's our house. No one comes into our house and beats us.
If you're against us, it's not going to be good for you. But if you're with us, it's the greatest day you ever had.
The Kings of Chaos strike again.
They create such a loud environment, flags waving, chants.
When the team plays, it's like we're going to the battle with them.
It's always sort of that New Mexico underdog story, just waiting to happen.
Fiber internet from the big guys, fiber internet from KUB. What's the difference? No fine print. Get true gig speed internet for just $65 a month. No contracts, no slowdowns, no disclaimers. KUB Fiber.
We're about to get the second half started, so let's catch you up on everything that took place in the first 45 minutes. Starting, of course, with the goal that took place just 2 minutes into the match. Halftime highlights brought to you by Realty Executives. 2 names that could have had a chance to get this ball away. The goalkeeper, Jason Smith, and Yanis Laline, who could have headed the ball away, neither of which connect on it, which means Mark Doyle can duck down and head this one in. Babacar Dieng having to dodge the shot on goal there. And it is a wondrous start for the home side. Meanwhile, a couple minutes later, Aaron Lombardi getting the start this evening, blazes this cross, and it ends up looking more like a shot on goal as it's palmed away by Sean Lewis in the woodwork. Awfully close, took a deflection from Stuart Ritchie. Go on Knoxville able to hang tight. And then on the other end of the half, Kempis Tequila awaits the pass from Babacar Dieng. He waits, releases, and streaking down the middle and putting it away so elegantly. Kempis Tequila makes it a 2-0 lead for One Knoxville as they look to stamp their place in first place in USL League One. Here are the halftime stats brought to you by Realty Executives. Look, One Knoxville with the possession edge, and they've certainly generated the more quality chances, but Chattanooga have had their forays going forward. You wonder, though, if they're going to try to bump that possession number more in their favor. They have this year been so effective without having the ball for a majority of the game, but you're down 2-0. You've got to create a plethora of chances, or else you're going to walk out of this one empty-handed. It's such a balancing act, sticking to your style of play. But when you're down 2-0 and your style of play relinquishes so much possession, tweaks need to be made. It's now 3 games in a row for Chattanooga that they have had lackluster first halves of action. So they'll need to bounce back in a big way here in the second 45, or the spot they've maintained since the middle of August, which is the first place spot, will also be given up. There will be no halftime substitutions for you here at Covenant Health Park. Mark Schoenster with you on the broadcast on ESPN+. A game so crucial to not only, of course, the run to the Players' Shield, but also the fight for home field advantage in the USL League One playoffs presented by Terminix. It took just 2 minutes for one Knoxville to score in the first half. In a way, it was a goal sandwich. A goal right at the beginning of the game, and then a goal right at the end of the first half in stoppage time. Although I would say calling it a goal sandwich may be inaccurate, because usually you describe the middle portion of a sandwich, not the bread, but you get the point. Needless to say, it's been a tasty first 45 minutes of action for one Knoxville. Another interesting element to this game, this being the first year of games being played here at Covenant Health Park, that makes it the first time that the Chattanooga Red Wolves have played at this venue, which they have to get used to. Another pitch with different metrics and a different feel to it. Now they had the chance to all convene and discuss what potentially they can and can't do. And that is a point that certainly one Knoxville have utilized throughout the season. The unfamiliarity of teams coming in. They now know how to play at this park. Every single location has its intricacies. Stuart Ritchie rolls it up ahead, trying to find Calixtro. Ramos will roll it back to Lombardi. Aaron Lombardi, not afraid to take a player on. Swings in the cross, and it's caught by Lewis. They're going to need a big second half, the Chattanooga Red Wolves. They were able to find a good second half on the road against Spokane. They were also good in the second half against Union Omaha. He felt they were pretty dominant. They just couldn't find the goals, and obviously it was already 3-0 in that one. So the game had been basically won by Union Omaha, and they could sit in and make it really difficult to score against. So although they looked better in the second half of that match, it certainly wasn't a high bar to reach. And Union Omaha certainly didn't mind more comfortability for Chattanooga in that game in exchange for more defensive solidarity. Long ball to Dien. Will he keep this one in bounds? He's successful, but he loses the ball. And then contact from Dien will earn a free kick for Chattanooga. Ramos having to walk it off, already having to garnish a bandage on his head. That'll be another interesting element to this game. We talked about it a little bit in the first half, the fact that this is a midweek clash, and although it's such an important game, this is a game that has the wear and tear of a match from the weekend coming in, and you have to worry about the wear and tear you're going to take out of this game going into your match on Saturday. And for Knoxville, it's going to be a tricky situation to handle, and the same can be said for Chattanooga, but you're up 2-0 if you're Knoxville. When do you take the foot off the gas and maybe pull some of your key pieces? You don't want to do too early and allow Chattanooga to come back into this game. But also any extra minutes of rest you could get for some of your biggest pieces, guys who run around and do damage all season long. Bentley on the half volley. And it's a good distance off of goal. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 in the new Sirius XM app. It's the best time of year for soccer fans, I would say. American soccer fans in particular, of course, because you get this postseason push for all the American leagues, at least on the men's side of things. And then you also have the beginning of action, the opening weeks of the season in Champions League in Europe, or whatever league you choose to follow. On top of that, the Gamebridge Super League is back underway again, so there's so much of the beautiful game for you to intake, basically at all times. Lovely turn from Calixtro. Some tight passing along the touchline. Ritchie will roll it all the way back. Haugley feeds it in the middle for Skelton. Ian Fuller promised an aggressive approach coming into this game, and they have fulfilled that promise. He told me, we're going for all 3 points. And, I mean, you can't blame him at home in such a big match. No way you're going to play it safe. You've worked all season long to get to this moment. That'll skate wide. Omar Gomez will roll it over to the right-hand side. Joshua Ramos with some space to go forward. Ramos ushered into a corner. Releases the ball, and it's easy pickings for Stuart Ritchie. Well, Leffy will roll it out to the left-hand side. We mentioned Evan Lee at halftime as the man passing 200 appearances. Not too many players left who have played every single season in USL League One, let alone every single season with the same team. Well, Leffy is also one of those players. Babacar Dieng. Couldn't keep it in bounds. Always love seeing some of the OGs still kicking it in USL League One. From 2019 to now. Lombardi has that knocked away by Skelton. Bentley didn't have a lot to work with there. Chattanooga, when they try to go out wide, very continuously met by 2 players, making it difficult for them to keep going forward. So how do you adjust? Just getting squeezed over on the touchlines.
Caputo lets that one get away from him. It was a heated pass, but you still expect the midfielder to do better. We're about to have two separate throw-ins take place at the same time. Not a bad service, but it's headed down, and it's taken away by one Knoxville. Tequila, one of the two goal scorers, parries it out to Calixtro. He rolls it up ahead. Ritchie overlaps. Stuart Ritchie sending it inside. It took a deflection. Jason Smith able to handle it one way or another. Trying to do everything he can to help his team, but Chattanooga looking for that wake-up call. They certainly have been punched in the face as of late. They have now conceded 5 unanswered goals. If you're a Chattanooga fan, you were hoping that last result against Union Omaha was a one-off, and that, yeah, you're on an unbeaten streak, but maybe it could end up being good in the long run because you could just use it as an opportunity to snap back into place and be ready for this final stretch going into the postseason. Scott McKenzie saying it himself, you have to understand why you're successful, why you do the things that you do, both throughout the week and also during a game. They were poor in the first half against Union Omaha. They were poor in the first half against Spokane. The only difference was they didn't get punished for it in that Spokane game. Lombardi, can he muster an answer here for his side? Oh, wide open on that left hand. Yanis Lalin. He does well to win it back. Now he'll try the service. Playing to the top of the 18. Ramos. Bit of a no-use situation there. Neither player aggressive to step on the ball. Another ball played inside for Bentley. Ripped into the middle. And a corner kick for Chattanooga. It'll be a Precision Concrete Solutions corner kick as Chattanooga are searching for a glimmer of hope here. A long distance shot will sail over top, taken beyond the 18. Matthew Acosta, ambitious. We're about to reach the 60-minute mark, and you start to wonder when some of those personnel adjustments will be made, and right on cue, we're going to get a bevy of them. As Calixtro will sub out for Rosamelia. You also see Mikael Goling readying himself to step in, along with Callum Johnson. So, Goling in for Tequila, Johnson in for Kelly, and Rosamelia in for Calixtro. So fresh legs for Ian Fuller and company. We wondered when they take off some of these players. Angelo Kelly in particular was one I was wondering about. Always such a workhorse in the middle of the pitch and also on a yellow card. And I say all that earlier as far as subbing out some of your quality players. Kempis Tequila also coming off with the goal scored, the second one of the match. That is not to say these players who are subbing on aren't of high quality. Goling, Johnson, and Rosamelia have all been such big contributors this season to one Knoxville. So at the end of the day, you're really not losing a ton of quality. A delayed whistle there from Rashawn Clark. 2/3 of the way through. A goal in the 2nd minute, courtesy of service from Stuart Ritchie to Mark Doyle. And then in stoppage time in the 1st half, Kempis Tequila puts it away from Babacar Dieng. It's shaping up to be a wonderful Wednesday night for One Knoxville. And here they come, hungry for a 3rd. Ball swerving in. Once again, Jason Smith doesn't get to the end of it. Went up for the punch and didn't make contact. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Download now, but don't play now. Keep watching the game, but perhaps after the final whistle, give you ample time for the download to finish. Here's Stuart Ritchie on the ball, the man who provided the assist on the 1st goal. Last game out, his fellow fullback Jaheim Brown scored the game-winning goal. Both fullbacks who can contribute going forward, though Stuart Ritchie, given the way they shape, has more license to go forward and gets more looks out wide. But both players very competitive against themselves, not against each other, given their roles being slightly different, despite being mirrored positions in a very basic, rigid shape that the team operates under. Just afforded different looking opportunities. Most of Brown's looks come more from the inside as Joshua Ramos sends in the service. Headed down, not out of the fray. Ref says play on after some contact. Pressure from Omar Gomez, and Ritchie clears it away. Oh, that's so good from Dieng. Babacar Dieng has the switch. He'll roll it into the middle. That didn't quite have the venom on the service that was necessary. Rosamelia to Babacar Dieng. Bouncing service, was looking for the run. Mikel Goling was there. Lombardi trying to knife it through. And it's cleared away by One Knoxville. Will stay in bounds as it bounces slowly to Waters. Acosta. What a lovely ball to the left channel. Lilleen chopping his way forward, gets knocked over, and it'll be a free kick, but outside of the penalty area. Right along the border. Yanis Lilleen was trying to cut into the penalty area. Oh, that is so close. It does look like the foul was initiated just outside. 2 subs will be made now for Scott McKenzie. Grayson Mercer will sub in for Matt Bentley.
And Omar Hernandez subs on for Joshua Ramos. Big contributor, Omar Hernandez. 38 chances created this season. Could he be the orchestrator in a much-needed way for Chattanooga? With 25 minutes to go, this could be an opportunity here. Lots of conversation. It's Acosta and Hernandez by the dead ball. Hernandez hits the wall. He'll take it out wide. Ball not out of the penalty area as Mercer heads it back to his fellow substitute. Hernandez, good-looking ball, headed away by Ritchie. The Red Wolves trying to pour it on here. Gomez, headed up, but not out. Ripping shot! Parried away by Sean Lewis. A great effort, but an even greater denial. Omar Hernandez trying to blast that one in near post. But Sean Lewis, the man from Rockford, Michigan, was rock solid. This is the kind of positive stretch, though, that Chattanooga will need. Their hopes to get One Knoxville on their ankles with just over 20 minutes to go in this game, in need of 2 goals at the very least. Hernandez will roll it to his right. Laline now from the right-hand side. Laline steps inside, still going. Dribbling around blue jerseys. The shot straight down the middle. Not too difficult for Lewis. Training staff quickly waved on as a Red Wolves player goes down. Let's take a look at what happened here. Yanis Laline who goes down. It was an awkward fall after he takes the shot. Put in so much effort to dribble himself to that position and let it fly. Leaving it all out there. Might be the end of the night for him. Seems to be in considerable pain. So now some discussions will be had for Scott McKenzie and his coaching staff. Perhaps not a change they were anticipating at this point, but necessary. Eric Kinzer looking to ready himself. Another member of that back line. Kinzer been a regular starter this season. Would be interested to see who gets the least to go forward then. Perhaps Omar Gomez or Declan Waters will be allowed to push further forward. So here's that change. Kinzer for Lilleen. Eric Kinzer, just 22 years old, from Tacoma, Washington. Ample experience with Tacoma Defiant in the USL Championship and an MLS Next Pro, along with last year being part of a very good St. Louis City 2 team, who are, at the time, coached by Bobby Murphy. For those unaware, coach of Portland Hearts of Pine. With all this stoppage, certainly will result in more minutes being tacked on at the end, as Kinzer now finally makes his entrance. All right, so we're back into play. 2 first-half goals from one Knoxville at the beginning and the end of the first half. Lombardi out wide to Hernandez. Traversing inside, Hernandez playing it back. Lombardi had to step to that pass. Hernandez, oh, what a touch. Hernandez is knocked down, ref says play on. One Knoxville flirting with a penalty here. Ayambila has that one blast off of Ritchie. Mercer slides it inside. It's Hernandez, and it falls through to Lombardi. It's a bloody shock. A body block, I should say. Stuart Ritchie, a shocking intervention. You thought that was the goal. First, Sean Lewis gets a piece of it, and then Lombardi blocked by Stuart Ritchie. Quickly taken corner kick. Hernandez will make his way over. Precision Concrete Solutions corner kick. Whipping service headed away by Goling. Mercer swings it inside. Once again cleared away. That's going to be tough to beat from that distance on a header. Sean Lewis just has to lunge onto it. Time of the essence for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. They've been pouring it on, but it hasn't translated into a goal.
Lifted ball sent into the penalty area, craned in by Jason Smith. Lombardi will wait the ball. He's got a man running up ahead of him. Instead goes wide to Hernandez. He feeds it to Acosta. Applying pressure to Caputo, too much of it. Chattanooga has had the lead in USL League One since mid-August, so it's been a little over a month and a half since they've taken Storm. But One Knoxville look to be the team up top now. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Lombardi. Could be something here as Acosta strikes. And leaning towards it, Jason Smith. He'll quickly punt it down the pitch. Grayson Mercer couldn't quite keep it in bounds. Omar Hernandez has been impactful since coming into the game. That was always going to be a tall order to get a good cross off from that vantage point. Knoxville getting to the stage in this match where they'll be looking to sting time away, moment by moment. This is where potentially some of the old habits of this Knoxville team can come in handy. It's been a bit of a transition process for these players. We talked about in the first half the amount of returning pieces from previous regimes here in One Knoxville. Great players, but when you're a new coach coming in, introducing a new style, it takes some work to change old habits. These players have bought in to Ian Fuller's style of play, but there is still times where the old way of thinking sneaks back in. Something you just have to chip out little by little as the season goes along. Just some scar tissue at the end of the day, though. There certainly hasn't ever been a question about the method that they're working towards and the style of play they want to go for. We've got corner kick brought to you by Precision Concrete Solutions, proud members of the East Tennessee community, building together. Lombardi goes down, deemed unjust contact. That ball barely crosses the touchline. And now we're back in play. Lombardi carries it along. Plays it out to Hernandez. Omar to Hernandez. Falls back to him. Oh, but that's a loose touch. Gets away from him. Two more changes as Wessels and Vasquez sub in for Gomez and Walefi. Certainly an aggressive swap. Walefi out for Zahir Vasquez in particular. You got to start throwing everything at it now. Some of the caution has to go to the wind. Such a pivotal game in the standings in USL League One. The loss at home opened the door for One Knoxville to overtake them tonight. Long throw in. Bounces inside. Still in the woods. Now fully cleared. Second ball has a lot of juice on it, but it goes off of Brown, out for a corner kick. If you're going to pull a late comeback here, you think you got to get something rather on this corner kick or awfully soon for Chattanooga. Another Precision Concrete Solutions corner kick. Take two. Swinging service. Goaling heading it away. Here is another substitution, this time for the home side. Danny Fernandez in, Abel Caputo out. Some more reinforcement for Ian Fuller and his crew. That was always going to be tough to connect with. A goal scored in the second minute set the tone early on. One Knoxville making their message loud and clear. Nobody comes into this stadium and has a good time. That's the message. And then they got a second one before the first half would conclude. Kempis Tequila putting it away. That was blasted up in the air by Eric Kinzer. Waters rips this one up the pitch. It's gonna trickle through, but sliding into the rescue, Jaheim Brown. He recognized the dangerous moment. Jordan Ayambila, he's the one who gets to go further forward. After I proposed the other two center backs might be the ones to do it. Another big target, 6'1". Ayambila has it knocked away by Goling. Scott McKenzie quickly rolls it, so it could be urgently restarted. Ayambila. Sends the cross inside, headed away by Ritchie. Settled down. Long distance effort is a long distance off from goal. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go, and I would imagine there will be a wealthy amount of stoppage time tacked on. Jason Smith comes out of his box to boot that one up the pitch. Zaracostas knocked down by Ayambila. There will be no booking here. Quickly taken, trying to catch Smith off his line. That would have been icing on the cake. Kinzer rolls it out to Ayambila. That service being released just a hair too late. Ayambila has that roll out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick. All chucked in, headed away by Skelton. Could be a transition opportunity for one Knoxville. Zaracostas, though, will hold it up. Gonna be a Knoxville throw. Although certain players in white jerseys had other thoughts in mind. No one to receive that header for Grayson Mercer. Ball ripped out wide. Once again, the only person there is Stuart Ritchie. Lombardi shielding it back for Chattanooga. But time really starting to run thin now. Vasquez. There's Danny Fernandez in front of him. Vasquez. His shot scuffles inside. Hernandez! It's still in the box and cleared away. Another corner kick ensuing for Chattanooga. A shot scuffles, falls to Hernandez. Sean Lewis continues to step up when needed. A Precision Concrete Solutions corner kick. From the left corner flag as we approach 90 minutes transpired. See on the screen, Sievert Haugley getting his 8th yellow card of the season. Six more minutes will be tacked on. Iambila taps it to Acosta. Wasn't a clean step through. It's picked up by Zaracostas. The amount of time Chattanooga have to muster a furious comeback. That's the amount of time one Knoxville need to hang on to a 2-0 lead. For those who subscribe to expected goal, Chattanooga have the advantage 1.21 to 0.86. They've outshot Knoxville 19-7 with 5 shots on target. 12 of those shots and 3 of those shots on target coming here in the second half. They certainly weren't barraging One Knox in the first half. But the home side have been sturdy. Sean Lewis has been sturdy. He's looking for his 9th clean sheet of the season. Lombardi sends this one in. He has it again. This time he'll step inside. Trying to more delicately place that ball. Kinzer finds Hernandez. Omar Hernandez. Ripping this one in the middle. Parried down once again by Sean Lewis, and he takes a clip from Pedro Hernandez. And he's given a yellow card. So here's the deal. With all things being considered, if this result holds the way it is, One Knoxville will be in first place, but it's a very fickle first place because it's a result that puts them tied on points with Chattanooga, and right now would gift them a 3-goal lead in the goal differential category with 4 more games to go. And although I've painted out the fact that 3 of their last 4 games will be at home, Chattanooga can continue to match results, and this could come down to the final day, and it may come down to just goal differential. So although, of course, this what looks to be a 2-game losing skid for Scott McKenzie's group really makes things precarious for them, it's still basically a band-for-band race after this one. Who could get more points, who can have the better goal differential, with Knoxville having the slight advantage in that regard going in. But the reason it's so positive for Knoxville is the fact that they get to play most of these games at home going forward. A minute and a half to go. This will roll back. Smith with the long ball forward. You have to give the Red Wolves credit. They have chased this game here in the second half, and you would imagine and could agree that they've done about enough to at least get 1 goal back and to be asking for an equalizer at this point in the match. They haven't gotten it, the biggest chance being an opportunity from our own Lombardi that was blocked by Stuart Ritchie right in front of goal. And here's a corner kick. You basically need to score now if you're Chattanooga. Ball sent inside, headed away. Vasquez could step into a shot. Tried to pick out the top shelf. The chanting getting louder here at 1 Knoxville. They know how important this result is. Not just for the league, but for rivalry's sake too. It was an arduous season early for 1 Knoxville, but the climb has been strong. All year long, they've been fighting to get to this position. And now they're just a whistle away from officially being at the top of the table. Well, I guess a game-ending whistle because the free kick being awarded here for Chattanooga. With 4 games to go, 1 Knoxville are in first place in USL League One. They overtake the Chattanooga Red Wolves and continue to be perfect at home in league play. Ian Fuller in year 1 has put his team in position to win their first piece of silverware. But there's still work to be done. It's tied at 48 points at the top of the table. They have the edge in goal differential. As we look at your man of the match, Sean Lewis, presented by Peaceful Side Brewery's Club Light, brewed in the peaceful side of the Smoky Mountains. His 9th clean sheet of the season, came up with some big saves, especially in the second half. And a man who's been with 1 Knoxville since they started in League One, continues to step up big time year in and year out. Now let's look at the play of the game. Roll that beautiful play of the game. Bush's Beans from Knoxville, supporting Knoxville. It's the second goal. The one that provided insurance, Kempis Tequila, putting it away after the service from Babacar Dieng. Just a wonderful goal from those two, and a wonderful game from 1 Knoxville. 2-0 your final score. We've got some post-game thoughts coming up after this on ESPN+. I'll step aside after this break. We'll wrap everything up in a nice little bow here for you.
The change in speed was amazing.
$65 a month, every month.
It's so fast. Believe me, you will see the difference.
I've told them when it comes, you better get it quick.
Celebrating with the fans. Boy, has Covenant Health Park been a fortress for 1 Knoxville this season. They are victorious 2-0 over who were the table toppers coming into the game all the way back since August 16th. But now, a different team in Tennessee have that number 1 spot. 1 Knoxville, what a victory here on Wednesday. Mark Schoenster with you on ESPN+. Let's take a look at the full-time highlights with you here, and we get started in just the 2nd minute of action. Stuart Ritchie claiming his second assist of the season. Always so busy providing crosses year in and year out. And this time, this one wouldn't be answered by the goalkeeper, nor would it be answered by one of the defenders. Falls to Mark Doyle, and he nods it home. An early change in scoreline, and it would end up being the only change in the scoreline they would need. But of course, they would continue to push forward for a second goal throughout that first half. A couple minutes later, a big chance for Aaron Lombardi. A deflected cross goes towards goal, bounces off the crossbar. Stuart Ritchie getting a piece of that one, but you have an even more crucial intervention later in the match. Then, end of the first half to make it 2-0. Babacar Dieng combines with Kempis Tequila, who tucks it away like a veteran should. Great work from number 10. Dieng, the hold-up striker, supporting so nicely there for his midfield counterpart. 2-0 going into the halftime break, and Chattanooga have to go into offensive overdrive in the second half. And they would. We're going to look at the stats here in a moment. They had many opportunities. This the biggest of them. Aaron Lombardi denied by Stuart Ritchie. The goalkeeper was out of the equation, but Stuart Ritchie, whom so many call the best fullback in the league, showing it once again why not only is he a great provider, but also a defender by nature too. Here are the full-time stats. 21 shots for Chattanooga. None of them can break through. One Knoxville with the clean sheet, with the 2-goal lead, and most importantly, the lead in USL League One. They are now first place, topping the Red Wolves, and are in the advantage with 4 games to go. Well, this is a big game, but these two sides need to quickly change their focus. A road trip to Richmond for one Knoxville, a home game against Greenville on the weekend for Chattanooga. This is where our show will end for our entire broadcasting crew. My name is Mark Schoenster. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. 2-0 your final score. 1 Knoxville now at the top of USL League One.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.